Okay, start with an empty After Effects composition. Double click on project, and I am going to import this thinking guy footage into After Effects. So I have to create a new comp, a new composition. There is a trick. If I drag and drop this movie on top of the comp icon, it creates a new composition based on the movie attributes and duration. So a new composition is created by the same naming. If I right click on that and composition setting, you see that it is an HDTV 1080-25. That was the size of the movie for this camera, and it is 15 seconds. Okay, I probably don't need all the 15 seconds. So first of all, let's make them, maybe this much is enough. Okay, so just a little from here to here is enough. So at the beginning of the time I press B on keyboard, and at the end of it I press N on keyboard. So maybe that much. And then composition, trim comp to work area. So actually this is the work area. Between B and N is the work area. So why we use work area so much? Because sometimes you have a long composition and you just want to make preview of a small piece of it. So you just select a work area and then press 0 on your keyboard or play. So then just that part is going to be cached in your memory. So I trim to work area, so then we have it's been trimmed to that area. What I am going to do is first of all, let's make a thought bubble. So I turn off this footage, and I create a new shape layer. Do you know Illustrator?
Yes.
Who knows Illustrator? Just raise your hand up. Adobe Illustrator. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. If you know Illustrator, we can make it in Illustrator. Anyway, just let's keep it simple and make it in After Effects. Anyway, so I just use a couple of different ellipses or circles. So this is one circle. I want the stroke would be like 2 or no 5, and it would be like gray. So while in the same shape layer, I just let's rename that. Let's be neat and clean. I just say that it is a thought. It's a bubble. Okay, I add other stuff as well, like another one here, another one here.
How do you make it round?
By holding down shift.
Is that what the round is rectangle?
So yeah, I select a ellipse.
Oh, ellipse. All right.
Ellipse, and then I hold down shift
Okay.
and drag.
Yes, boss.
So I don't want the last one to be completely round. So like,
So link to it on Facebook.
so our thought bubble is ready. I have to create the last one in the same layer. So
So Yoobee is being chocolate 1, 2, 3. Does anyone want to put it from a USB?
okay. So how can I make it animated?
Yeah.
So if they start to pop in one after another, that would be so cool. So the first
You go.
ellipse, second, third, fourth. So you can start animating, like, let's say, size. So all of them at the time 0 will be like, so I make all of them, I open all of them at time 0. Do you know tilde key in your keyboard? Tilde key. This key, that's like a wave. When you hover your mouse cursor on top of any window and press tilde key, that window becomes full screen. So any one of them. Yeah. Wow. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. So I just, while my mouse cursor is on top of the timeline, I press tilde key just to have a, because now I just want to adjust some attributes. I don't want to see the composition. So I select all of this ellipse path and I just change this. You know that you can bring more attributes or hide them by just turning this on and off just down here. I just I add a keyframe for all of them. I turn on this stopwatch next to the size. Okay, so there's a couple of keyframes. You can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 keyframes. Box drag around them. So I click, hold, and drag around them. Move them forward few frames. And then I go back to the frame at the beginning of the time and click on one of them and press 0. So I turn all of them to 0. I press tilde key again. They are gone. But they grow at the same time together. There's no offset in the timing, but I can create an offset like that. So the first ellipse path is here. The second one is here. So first of all, let's have a look at the timing. Is it good? It can be quicker. So I make this gap smaller. The gap between 0 and a proper size. And then I just move this. I hold and box drag around every keyframe for any one of them. So this is the ellipse 1, this is the ellipse 2, this is the ellipse 3. So I move the keyframes like that. tilde key and let's. So, but it's not quick enough yet. So how to make it quick enough? So I just need to shrink the gap between keyframes. Tilde key. So let's see if the speed is. Whoop, yeah, that's cool. Whoop. Okay. And let's move it to the middle. And not bad. And then at the end, I want to add a text on top of that.
So,
Yes.
how do we copy different scale movements on each ellipsis to one to another? Do we have to put them manually?
Copy the movement,
No.
the scaling of.
Yeah, on this. Yeah. Said you were able to just take them from there.
No, I added the keyframes actually. You know what? I added the keyframes at the beginning and selected them all and moved.
Oh.
And then I just went to the first keyframe and just made them 0. Because I didn't want to lose those attributes. Those. Okay, so let's see if it works on top of our actor head. So he is there. So I press tilde key again on here. Change the size of the thought bubble. I press and hold shift. So he is thinking to something. Okay, let's add a text on it as well. So I want to add a text on top of this. What were you thinking?
What's for lunch?
What we have for lunch?
Sorry, Hessein, I'm just a bit lost on the some of them are a bit lost on how the circles pop up.
Okay, I'll explain. Okay, I'm gonna explain that again. So the text comes here.
Guys, listening, otherwise,
Yeah, I am going forward too quick. So let's make the thought bubble again. I just turn off everything. Let's make it together.
Okay, pay attention, everyone.
A new shape layer. New shape layer. So I rename that to right click on that. Rename bubble for the last one. Okay. While the shape layer is selected, then you come to here, ellipse 2, and then you start creating some circles. You can hold down shift. You can hold down shift for making it a perfect circle rather than an oval ellipse. So 1, 2, 3, and finally I make an oval here. And then I select this selection tool, and then I move them around to make it look like, or even you can change the size of them to make them look like what actually you want. As simple as that. Is that okay? I delete this one. Okay, let's bring back what we had. What we have for lunch. So this is the thought bubble. But yes.
How did you put the text into the bubble?
Into the bubble.
Is it just a new text there?
Yeah, it's a new text layer on top of this layer. Just as simple as that. You know, I just said. What I did is I just clicked on the text tool here on top of that, and I just clicked here. You can see the text tool?
Yeah.
And I clicked here and just typed a text, and just grabbed the text and put it in on top of the bubble. You can change the size, everything. Okay. But the point is, the text is there from the beginning. How can I change the text to appear right here? Yes?
Change the opacity until something comes up on it. But maybe opacity 0.
Yes, that's one way. But there's a simple way for that. Just cut it. You know, just cut the clip. So you can hover the mouse to the front of the clip, or while it is selected, you can press Alt and bracket. Brackets key. So these two keys, bracket in, bracket out. So while I hold Alt, I press bracket in, and it is, so it's not there, and then suddenly it's there. Okay, we see that the thought bubble is there, but it's not moving with, what was your name? Jack. It's not moving with Jack. It's like something else. First of all, let's add a transparency for the thought bubble, because if it would be transparent, it will merge and integrate to the environment better. So I press T and I dim down the transparency, but not so much, just a little, like 50%. Okay, what I'm going to do is to track one feature from Jack, one point of his head or his body. So what is the concept of tracking? Tracking is means that we introduce the computer a special point in your picture, and you will say that please follow that point on the picture. So while the film is selected, the thinking movie is selected, I go to the window and I say track here. The tracking window appears. I just want to track a motion, so I press track motion. And a point appears, a tracking point. I put this tracking point next to his glasses. Maybe here. This is a very good point for tracking. I'm at the beginning of the time, and this is a very important moment, so you have to be very careful. And I press this analyze forward. So it is going to analyze the picture. So I press analyze, and you see that it is following Jack's glasses. Oh, they're done. So we see that the software has analyzed this piece of point on the picture and track the movement of that. So how can I apply this movement to the thought bubble? We want the thought bubble to move with Jack's head. So we create an empty layer. Empty layer is called null object. Null object. I create that. Let's rename it. So it's tracker for Jack's glasses. Okay, I select this thinking again, and I say that. What happened? Sorry. Okay. I say that edit. I select this thinking layer again. I say that edit target. What is the target? The tracker, this layer, this null object, the tracker layer. Okay. And you apply that tracking to that layer. And it asks for apply dimensions X and Y. We say yes. And it is applied. When you open this layer, you see lots of keyframes here. Lots of keyframes. So look at this square. I press tilde key. Let me look at this square. You see it's following Jack's glasses, but not the thought bubble. Thought bubble still is there. It's like there and not doing anything. So we just have to connect the thought bubble to the tracker, and then we are done. So I just come here and I say the bubble. Do you see this spiral? This spiral is for creating connections. So I just have to say that this bubble is going to follow the tracker. So I grab the spiral, grab and hold, and remove it and release it on the tracker, and also the text. Yes. Whoa. And you see that the thought bubble is following his head. I make it and I press 0. What we have for lunch? Yes. Okay, because you don't have one non-object layers yet. Right behind null object. Okay, so select your again. Edit target is the null object. Just put both of them